in America and European code. So according to the code, just similar definitions, but different language has been used. So the functional food definition, then we'll be discussing about how the functional food. This picture shows gamut of functional food. Every day, some of the things we are taking in our food. So we're having a whole food concept. We have functional food here. These two panels from cereal, and then some fruits and vegetables and nuts. But some of the dairy-based whole juice concept is there. So the thing is that we have been talking about the bioactive properties of some of the functional food. So it has some health benefits. The idea is to look into what are these functional foods. So we have discussed initially some trends, but since we are discussing about what is driving the functional food trend in the food products category, having health claim. Digestive health. Digestive health, anything you eat, if it goes to the GI tract, so the food has to be digested, so it doesn't have any disorders, like bowel movement is complete. IBS is one example, irritable bowel syndrome. So, you have complete functional food, it helps in the digestion. If I can give an example of what food is digestion. If you have too much fiber, and if food lacks fiber, then it will cause problem. Like, suppose broccoli, if you're taking broccoli, is full of vitamins and supplements and glucosamine. So then the functional food is that is rich in also fiber, helps in those conditions. If you are having high protein diet, so you have to combine it with some of the food with the fiber also. So you get that benefit. And then the convenience means it should be locally grown and available. You should not look into what is happening in the next city or neighboring state. So it should be convenience also. Feel the benefit. Means every morning you get up, you feel you are energetic. Means you have a break to walk and then you feel good. So that's the concept. Energy. So you have the energy means when you're sitting in front of a computer or standing is one example. People say, I'm standing, I'm not going. You stand somewhere continuously for 6 hours. Australian government is experimenting somewhere. They're experimenting. The kids have to stand in school. This is one way of fighting the obesity. They're like I'm standing here, they'll be standing in the classroom, the computers are there, they'll be listening. They're not allowed to sit in the bench. Some schools have implemented the whole day they have to stand. So they're monitoring how their BMI is changing, they're not doing that way. Superfood. Superfood, I'll say, suppose Indian liver, superfruit, and any of the fruit. Superfruit can be, you can say, what can be superfruit? I mean, you eat like persimmon in Australia or in India, then you eat some of the fruit, like in New Zealand, pea fruit. So they localize the fruit, so you have superfruit. You get all the benefits, all the nutrients, whole fruit, you are consuming whole fruit, at the same time you get fruit. So that was the functional foods are derived. Antioxidants. So carrot which I talked about. And any of the fruit you take, beta carotene is there, beetroot, so it has functional properties. So antioxidants fights the free radical, and then free radical, when you stress, free radicals are produced. So they are the natural scavengers. Then the weight management. This is the biggest challenge. We talked about obesity and the weight management is one issue. It could take, if you're taking large like beta glucan from oat, you are not gaining weight in that. Your thyroid is not related to weight gain. But if you're taking protein more than the recommended dietary intake, like 0.8 gram of protein per weight, around kilo of weight, there's a chart there. So there's no, like if the BMI has to be known, then the chart will come. So means the protein will be accumulating in the excess fat, then the protein will be accumulating in term, you will be gaining weight. But usually the protein is slimming. This they are talking about the weight protein is slimming. So weight management means If at a time in the middle, when you are in the age 25 and 30, then we are going for a healthy aging chart up to 50. Then you should not put on that weight because I was showing it how the weight is increasing with the diet pattern age group changing. Then
is there any software online tool where we can generate such charts? Are you aware of?
Yeah, there's some software available, but the link I have to look. The Australian software is there. Like if you put like a pull down menus are there, and then you have like you have to have your BMI index. Then what calories you need for that? Are there recommended dietary intake? So there's software there. So if you read that, usually the dietitians, the Australian Association of Dietetics, and if you visit somebody is visiting, they'll have a discussion. They have the complete of your profile in front of that. The person having some lipid is too high, so they'll have special food. So they'll pull down the menu, and then they'll design a dietary chart for then how they'll plan for several weeks. Then they will revisit, they'll record everything, they'll monitor that. It's very good software, but I can send the link. You can use that software. It's a free software, so no registration is required. Sometimes they might ask you to register your name and email to see that how many people are using the software, but it's free. Healthy snacking. Healthy snacking means when we're watching TV or we're attending cricket match or we're traveling in the train or any soccer hockey match. The Hockey World Cup is coming in Bhubaneswar. So or we're watching indoor or outdoor, we want to have some snacks. Like we're talking about what is healthy snacking means. If you include nuts, fried nuts like almond and roasted ones, pistachio or something like that, so that's called healthy snacking. But how much you eat? I've seen some of my colleagues bring 5 gram, 10 gram pouches of those nuts. They'll open it up and they'll have some 1 or 2 of you and then go back. That's called healthy snacking. Then in other concept like the alternative of sweet potato. So like if I'm eating potato, here like French fries coming, but I want to buy something like that. So sweet potato is another alternative. You can have like they have French fries like sweet potato. Sweet potato is made of rich in antioxidant. So you get the same property, same feeling. Because it should have similar kind of taste. You can combine those things. And some people having pumpkin seed, something or sunflower seed. They separate the snacking concept already has been shifted. And then honey and coated some of the nuts and like that for sugar filling. So this is the snacking. Packaging innovation. Packaging is basically an art. When you go to the consumer, if you saw it's a supermarket, same product, differently packaged. First you look what you do. You look at the package. Then what has been detained? Because I mentioned earlier, we cannot have health claim due to regulatory guidelines. So we have to read. Does it contain a lot of fat, trans fat, and sugar? So we read these things. So then we have to derive the packaging in such a way is done. So I know I have to get my fat sugar from that, or I'm getting my soluble fiber, or I'm taking something. The packaging is giving information. So people will buy like snack bar. School kids goes to school. They need some snacks. We give them a chocolate or biscuit or something. But the concept is that if they have a healthy snack bar, high protein bar, or cereal bar, so they will look, you can select what's good for the kids here. So that's the snacking here. Bones and movement. We discuss about like with aging, how the inflammation is occurring. So inflammation, so anti-inflammatory food is there also, like joint health. So this way is happening. Real food nutrition. So we are talking about the whole food. So we should not depend upon. I will not take my whey protein in a chicken box and eat that large traveling. No. So, but I drink that in my at my home. But then the real food. But I can take really. If I want something as a real food concept. You don't have to have biscuit. I can have some high fiber biscuit and low sugar, which is a digestive biscuit. They call it that. I'm not talking in the market now. So that way, mini managers. So These are the keywords the industry is focusing on the bioavailability. Suppose we have a resident strand in a GI tract. When the food negotiates with the GI tract, that should be bioavailable. Means if I eat something like morning, what should be best breakfast in the morning? Bioavailable means you have caffeine in the tea or coffee. It's make you wake up. So if the brain is giving signal, you are completely in the water. So that is bioavailable. Means I take my protein in the morning. Suppose it's cereal breakfast or is like made with honey with oats. So I get the it's bioavailable. That way, the protein powder comes decent. Protein powder, the big way is coming, like if I smoothies and other things. So that will give energy, and then the fullness. That's low GI cancer. Me whole day, I start a big meal. So that way, I'm active whole day. So all we can see the heat, air, and so these are all driving the food industry in the functional food. Now coming to what is functional food?
There's an increasing awareness about the use of calcium amongst women after 40s.
Yeah.
So, do you recommend taking calcium tablets after 40, or is it just a gimmick by the companies?
No.
Does it help?
Yes. So, one is here bones and movement. Okay, if you have serum calcium content known, and the physician will prescribe basically if you're not eating that of cheese, basically the vegetarian diet, you have to rely upon the cheese as way and not in calcium supplemented food. If you're not getting that, then they'll ask you to depend upon the calcium. Then calcium is largely vitamin D, which is sunlight, also present in person. But if you exposed to sunlight, you don't need that vitamin C. Then it will help in sleep also. So it's a dietary recommendation. If you're born on calcium, I'm not going about the arthritis or how it happens, joint function, particular movement, routine work that we have to do. So calcium is very vital component here. So it's mandatory in Australian regulation, the Medicare system. Everybody has to screen 6 months the blood profile. Now they have a database. They're debating now. It's called My Health. They call that My Health. All the health records stored for the last 10 years. Anybody can access this online anytime. And you cannot change, but you can see your health records. When you visit a physician, they can have access like that.
So the government is
making
the
government, Australian government is there. So this is my Medicare health card here. If I visit, they will have this number. Describe that, then automatically it becomes. So if somebody is having deficient in those, the physician will definitely recommend it. So it's, and then if you are skipping the appointment, that one letter will come from the Medicare, not from the doctor. You have skipped that one, you have to visit. Means, even though you have some work at your workplace, but since your letter has come Medicare, priority you have to go there. So that's where the system works. So the functional food. General definition of foods include whole foods, unfortified, enriched foods, dietary components, reduce the risk of chronic disease, and provide a health and physiological benefit and living beyond the traditional nutrients it contains. Means, if I tell, why should I take functional food? Then what are the functional food I am looking? Because the answer is, that if we are getting everything, then we don't need it. But Rajit mentioned that something we don't have in the system, even though we're taking food, but we are deficient in that, we have to have those nutrients bioavailable inside our body so we function normally. So that's the idea. Some of the definition I have picked from like Canada, how they define health food, US, and how they define. You can read it. Functional food in Canada says being similar in appearance to or mainly conventional food is consumed as part of usual diet. Means I eat my carrot, I eat my broccoli, I eat my mushroom, and I eat my asparagus. All these things, if I eating those, means you are already you have included in diet. It's a part of whole. Like if you are eating part to something, you may not eat whole wheat flour, but you are eating cereal part there. So you are having that product there. And there must be physiological benefits and reduce risk of chronic disease beyond the basic nutritional function. Both are the same thing. So how American Dietary Association is telling? They define foods that include whole foods and fortified and these are enhanced foods potentially benefit effect on health with consumed as a part of a varied diet on a regular basis at effective level. The underline is a regular basis. Suppose if my GI tract is having some problem, if I'm been advised by my physician to take something, next day you may not see the effect, but after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months time, you will definitely see the effect. You will feel yourself. Means that's what the American Dietary Association is telling. Effective level, then the concentration. That's why I'm talking about protein. If you are required to take X gram of protein, but you are not taking, you're taking half of that, 1/3, 1/4, then you may not see. You're taking, but you may not see the effect. It's something like 8 glasses of water every day, but I'm drinking only 1 glass. Then I say I'm dehydrated, but I'm not taking any. I don't have any problem, but I'm not. I say I'm taking water, but I'm not taking required amount of water. The editing then classified that into 4 categories: conventional foods, modified foods, medical foods, and foods for special dietary use. Special dietary use means somebody will not able to chew it, special. So they have developed a commuted meat when the diet goes to they don't have that chewing, they have chewing problem. Then when it goes to the body, it immediately disintegrates. If we use pre-gelatinized fats without overcooked and then it's digestible, digestible, that means that it's not high GI food, but it should be low GI. Okay? And the formulation is that, otherwise the sugar loading will be high. So you need resistance starts there. If you have included protein, I'm talking veggie patty, something that is done all the way left to put in a bread. So these foods that we already developed. The organisms we work closely, some of the groups are working in that. I was not involved in that one. So the functional foods, that's why the European Commission says functional, if they have a beneficial effect on one or more functions of the body, are still in the form of food, not in the dietary supplement. The underlying dietary supplement means if in home, practically in a home, let's say we have 3-member, 4-member home, 5 1 kid. Everybody will have something different. Means one will have vitamin C, one will have vitamin A, one will have E, and one will have calcium. Then everybody's depending on supplements only. That's the wrong way actually. Means we get the whole concept that we take the food, we have the fiber, we have the proteins, and we have the good carb. So like complex carb. So we have a balanced food. That's all the code is telling us like that way. I'm not telling. The code is telling you consume that way. So what are the challenges for functional food? So how to identify the new functional food and ingredients and gain consumer acceptance such products, in particular research food. Means something I will develop. If it is not clinically proven or not, data has been supported, there's no evidence, then consumer will never like. Consumer is the key always. So health and well-being is very good. You can Google one thing. Let me go back, please write down CSR diet book. It was the highest selling book 7-8 years ago. Some of our colleagues written 2 editions. As Professor Manino and Peter Clifton, they're the authors. The CSR diet book, they have the diet chart for everybody. 2 books, but 1 and 2. They're the highest selling book in the world. You can see the data. CSR diet book. So how we know health and well-being? Identify individual biological response to functional foods. So biological response modes, every individual have their biological activity, physical activity. That's what I'm telling about. My food will be different from another individual. That's what personal nutrition comes. That's why we have to see some nutrition from some of the trained persons. They will advise us what food is. Then they have the record. They will see it in front of them. Then they'll exactly advise us. So we're not spending extra bucks outside. But if you're getting within the food, then they will also see a dietary map. What you are eating, they'll ask some simple questions. They will advise you properly. Then biomarkers provided in the functional food requires. Then these areas are coming up now. The utility of nutrigenomics, bioinformatics, proteomics, and metabolomics, and nanotechnology development of functional foods. Science cannot be done in isolation. That's the key here. We have the first discipline, need branches, which branch out, and then we need everybody has to talk. So one person will have a branch or thing. We need a team, multidisciplinary team. We're working for one thing. The assembling product challenge. That's the key here. The unexpected demand of personalized nutrition, I already talked. Personalized nutrition means if you see what is personalized nutrition actually, because my nutrition, if I'm dependent on something, will be different from you. That's called personal nutrition. So, instead of the ability of functional.
There's a. Do you think there's a difference between individuals in assimilation of the nutrients also? Like you can assimilate vitamin A more than me. Can this be checked?
Yeah. Okay. It's a good question. If you have a normal digestive system, the bowel movements and all these things, for all the other human beings are similar. For the human physiology, it interacts with all the enzymes and all. It's not produced that way. So people started measuring how the digestive tract is behaving. So at the beginning of time, each individual, if somebody has having constipation for a period of time, when food is not being same food, not being digested properly. That's a classic example. Even though we are eating the same food. So the functional ingredients and during manufacturing passage to the GI tract, target of organ intact. So we have talked about, then we're talking about dietary reference intake. More functional means how much we really need. If you see a nutritionist or physician, that software we're mentioning, they feed it, it will automatically generate a chart for you. Like pedometer, we are putting how much steps and all that you watch for you when you take a walk. It's like that, and then you can monitor how there's a link to that also, how many steps I've done. You can feed into that, they will calculate and then balance it out. Why functional foods? So that's the link between food as well as the health ingredients. One thing people are aware about, that's a good thing. We should be aware that this is good for me, but I should avoid also this like, but at some time I can also eat this, but I may not eat like this. This is the definition. It doesn't mean that I can't eat like that. It's not like that. The food that I know what is good for me. So changes in lifestyle increase chronic disease. Means we have the diet pattern has changed, but food has focus has shifted. The processing, manufacturing, intelligent manufacturing, modern techniques coming. We have to go with that. The pressure in our workplace or anything. It's a routine practice nowadays. So school kids, you say school kids. You say they're going to school. They have school curriculum, and in the curriculum they have 2 hours or 1 hour they are engaged in the field. But they're stressed also. You say what kind of load, but they're stressed. But that way, this nutrient, just giving one example, that doesn't mean we are coming to work here, we are not stressed. Everybody is stressed at their own level. So, natural food, such as fruit and grain, may not be modified with plant breeding or other technology, like in tomato, like in incense, or vitamin E in vegetable oils and enriched skins. A food which a component has been added, like spread and hydrolysates. We'll talk about this one. Like double emulsion, like margarine. Margarine is coming. Whey protein has been added in the margarine. Basically, sunflower oil. So that's an phytosterol has been there. So that's talking about that. So if you take a spray, like we're using water here in the bread, and some spray you're using, and phytosterol is there, and you are taking the phytosterol while having the breakfast. Can you tell me why we put butter in bread? Anybody? We can take bread like that. Why we put butter in bread? We talk bread and butter. What does it mean? Chapati, we put some butter in the top and then we eat it. Why? What is the function of that?
For the bowel movement.
To enhance the fat-soluble vitamins.
Okay, when you eat the food in the morning, breakfast, bread and butter, butter goes to the stomach, gives a thin coating around the wall, so the acid does not come into your stomach chamber, so the acidity doesn't increase. That's why the body gives you active. So now we talk about food in which one several components have been modified and replaced and hence improve health. Like juice, drink with enhanced antioxidant content. Second is yogurt with added prebiotic and probiotic. I'm talking about juice now. Okay. If you look, traditionally we used to make carrot juice or orange pineapple juice. Now you have punch there. You combine all 2-3 juice. You can have green juice like lemon, ginger, and then this is palak plus the spinach. So this way we are taking. That's a very good thing. It detoxify us. Then enhance antioxidant content. Now we are adding so much of things which have antioxidant properties. So this is periodic content fine. Then yogurt with added prebiotic and probiotic. Prebiotic you all know, probiotic we discuss you all know. So traditional yogurt used to have just fermented water, but the focus has shifted now. Like we should have some health benefits. So that's what I'm talking about. What is going to be your breakfast? Definitely my answer with some bacteria. My answer, why is actually I'm taking both the probiotic and other things. I want those bacteria. So that's the answer. Means that bacteria will have immunomodulating effect, good GI tract effect, and also fights for some of the other chronic diseases. It can also lower the cholesterol. It can control the sugar. So everything we have good. It will maintain me also fullness with lower GI. So all these things it will have. So I will be taking preferring that bacteria. So and the other way around, it's not really good, but we are taking bacteria. Anyway, so that's the thing. Then the health benefits of the functional food. Then there is a challenge. Strong body of science and health benefits from food challenge them to develop kept and effective synergies between science and food product development for the benefit of the consumer. Means, let's finish. The aspect of health linked to some of the most developed aspects of nutrition include better early development and growth. Means childhood and adolescence. It means malnutrition. They have malnutrition. There I showed some slide in the very beginning when I was talking about that. Then we cannot repair it later. So that way, it's like we talk about infant formula and all the things, the body weight and malnourished. So one group is having overweight, another is malnourished. It's extreme. It's not the same time going straight line. So the link, the challenge is that science, synergy, and food product development. If you are developing a product, it's easy, but understanding it and then positioning for health, then you have all the science challenges, how to assemble that product. So then only have functional food, which is bioavailable, and also clinical tests will develop having some of the efficacy in the long run. Then health benefits, like I talked about immunoprotection, GI tract, mental health, healthy aging. Healthy aging means healthy aging. Healthy aging is basically one of the key research aspects nowadays. Old age, everybody will be going to P50, 60, we have to go to that. That's the law of nature. But we have to be active. Our bones should function normally. My eyesight should be also very good. And my cognitive thinking, all the things. So that way, the healthy food comes here, functional food. So we can avoid visit to the physician. So we can manage this condition. So by having this kind of food, we can really challenge ourselves. Science is asking, positioning a product is not the key. Understanding the science and positioning health product, that's the key. So diet, metabolic behavior, we already discussed this, the health, lifestyle is in the very beginning we're talking about, now we're going to talking about. So mental health is the key issue here. Nothing is wrong. So basically, functional food can potentially promote optimal mental health, state and mental performance in behavior. Somebody say, I want to eat my porridge or something, my kheer or something like that. Like means that 3% meat or something at the end, it will feel good. Means I am bound to that, and then when you modify the food, then you will be a little bit grumbling there. So means your body adjusts to something that when you deprive that, the body fights. So that's called mood and vitality, reaction stress, short-term memory, and then change in memory processes. Means if you have all the mood required for your normal functioning, mental health is the key, because whether it's a kid or it's adult, we have to have this kind of food. So our life expectancy does not increase. It's a good thing. The cardiovascular disease, cancer, cataract, age-related molecular degeneration, Parkinson, Alzheimer's disease, osteoarthritis, that all start to increase. Like we all tell about taking stomach, which is dopamine, basically protein, dopamine. They fight Enzymatic, okay, on the pattern. How, I'm not talking about how that mechanism is done. People are now asking, palletizing the whole dopamine or something like the tonic, the palletizing and selling in the like tablet format now, because they write memory boosting and like branding and other things, they're doing like that. If you have this kind of situation, and have several different types of oxidative stress, antioxidant enzyme, minerals, trace elements of selenium, manganese, and copper. Go back to that. Okay. So basic idea is that you need macronutrient and micronutrient, and the balance from it. And you also get in everyday in the dietary pattern. That's the key message here. And that's the idea. So if you are not getting it, so these are the other related issues that come on. Probably it may not come next day, but in the long run it might show up somewhere. The potential nutrigenomics. Nutrigenomics evaluates changes in gene and protein expression and metabolite pathways detected before change in diet and nutrients. Means the changes occur next could determine could be identified as demonstrate the effect of bioactive food component on health, helping development of functional food, contribute to health and well-being. I'll come to this how it means. You have to understand the pathways completely. So it's not, that's why I talk about science challenge in that you have some of the key components, but we have to also elucidate the mechanism, the pathways. And the tools, gene expression and reproduction, still in the process of development. So I will not comment here. So many people are working now in this space, and microbiome and other things that will come. Just until you take any issue of science and nature, you will definitely find one article on this space. Any issue. Definitely. And metabolic proteins are going up together. Okay. Classification of functional properties of we discussed of whey protein hydrolysates in food application. What does that mean? Hydration properties. We all talked about hydration just in hydrated system, the food formulation, solid food, semi-solid food, hydrated food, period. We also discussed like solubility was the key, then we discussed how to overcome it, what it means, water binding, cohesion, adhesion, and elasticity. And then the gelation and aggregation mechanism we also discussed. Gelation, aggregation occur in protein system, gel formation, film, emulsification, and fat, gel and film formation this, and interfacial property, like particularly emulsification, foaming, and everything. And everything is related to sensory now. If it is off flavor, due to some of the products we included, the consumer will not like it, like color, texture, and flavor. This is the last slide. Okay, we have some. The therapeutic application of some of the protein hydrolysates. Caffeine is basically goat, okay, goat milk. Gandhiji used to drink goat milk, okay. Gandhiji used to drink. All over world people. Pepsin is bovine milk. So you can see these are the amino acid sequence. This is a bit. I could have fixed that slide. Okay. So the concept is that if you derive your products from the whole food, that's okay. But if you are not, so you have to have some sort of alternate management. So what is in the functional application of the real system, the actual food system? Solubility in beverages, like I showed. If you have high protein content, it will precipitate out, and there's not clear solution, and nobody will think that. Gelation mechanism is like cheese and curd. Like acid gel is the basic example that the curd we make. And cheese, like cottage cheese, we have 50% moisture, it has a good source of calcium and protein. Emulsification is some like a soup. And then the foaming, like you are taking cake and biscuit and ice cream. It's a big challenge in the ice cream industry also. So, commonly three categories of protein are available in the market. What is that? One is soy milk, powder, shake formula. So these are 3.5% protein, most popular drinks from soy. Now, people are trying to increase just to double the protein content. So they are popular with bodybuilder athletes and health conscious individuals. High protein powders that are different from the ready to drink beverages. I was talking about liquid breakfast. Like yesterday I was mentioning liquid breakfast. That's the clear example of liquid breakfast. You are not taking the protein as a shake there. You are taking breakfast. You will have some of the soy milk base or any other milk. If you are allergic to something, somebody will be saying I'm lactose intolerant. Then you have soy milk there. You put some of the extruded wheat gluten bar. If you are again allergic to wheat, then they have alternative for that. Then I want my banana flavor or berry flavor. Everything has been compressed in this small, like you have a box there. You just sip it while driving, people are doing like that. They just handle their kids and just drink the breakfast. So that's it. That's the way the science products are going. So the nutrition beverage opaque protein suspension that I was talking about. It should be clear solution. If there's a high protein content, it's cloudy and then it's not opaque. The acceptability, consumer acceptability will be less, and the product will fail. And even though you are able to increase the protein concentration, that's not feasible with that. So what are the peptides, functional peptides from the soy protein? If you have protein hydrolysis in soy protein, and again we discuss here, and the enzymes that we are using here, preparation. Most activities you can see is summarized from the literature. You can see various activities in hepatitis in here, bad cholesterol, anti-cancer properties, and some. So means multiple application. So everyday lifestyle diseases can be controlled if we have a dietary pattern, correct dietary pattern. So prevention is better than cure. That's the let's food be our medicine. The concept is that. That's the soy protein. Now come to the whey protein. Similarly, whey protein, because the functional benefits will be to have ice cream mixes here, and also beverages and mayonnaises. That's for the emulsification. Gelling properties will be dairy products. It's a dairy products here. Yogurt and cheese means to prevent the synergies and weighing off, people have to add some of the solid here. MSNS. That's called milk solid content dose. That's the patient, the older patient, patient have to calculate how much solid should be there to prevent the synergy weighing off. The water binding capacity also use the dairy products, bakery goods. Means if you hydrate some product like whole wheat flour and then blend it with, suppose you have talked with sourdough blended with whey protein, also 9 chia seed, flax seed, pumpkin seed, other seed. People have now started baking those in those shifting from simple white bread to brown bread, wholemeal bread, plus these seeds. These are functional food. So they have designed that way now. It has whey protein and then, but not the peptides, but this the whole thing they're going on this. The flavor enhancer means because and then flavor enhancer means snacks. Like some of the snack will be coming. Suppose extra corn. Everybody knows potato snack or any corn chips or something. It will be sprayed with the whey protein coated with some of the functional ingredient antioxidant. It will be looking orange color, but it's not in a chemical color. It's basically whey protein sprayed in that with oil. So you take some of the good things in that. They get 3-star out of 5. They get 3-star health rating or 4-star health rating. There's a watchdog which is going to monitor these products. They give rating. 1 star means you say, oh, if you don't have time to look for the competition and think, look the health star rating. Like we go to buy a fridge or any appliances, we look energy rating. Also, out of 5, 4-star means when you end on the same place. Then we pick for that. The same thing, the started rating. This chart shows in the important functional properties. Sweet whey is basically manufactured from made byproduct. Acid whey, similarly, the difference is when you have whey coming out. So whey protein concentrates, these are I told you before 30, 50, 80, all this that discussed. So you can see not only same bakery industry, beverages, cheese processor, confectionery, and the dry mixes. So the application is not only in one particular single product, the multiple applications happening every segment. We start as lunch, or breakfast, or evening snacks, or it's dinner. The application is everywhere there. So one or other product we might be using or getting exposed, starting from school kid to any other things. Same thing, percentage of substitution dairy products. And particularly I'm highlighting here the yogurt industry and then the salad dressings you all know. Like if you're traveling somewhere, they give a salad and then small pouch there you have a salad dressing, visit that. But that will have something olive oil with some of these antioxidants and all. So yogurt is dairy flavor, water binding, and nutrition. Water binding is basically taking out all the moisture in the when you have complete denaturation protein, whey protein from a gel, and it takes the water binding capacity increases. Then you get a calm body of the gel, and that's the yogurt. So calm yogurt. That's the key idea of that. So there's some of the products. Thank you. Any questions in this question?
Last slide. What is this? Is there any meaning for this color code or it's only for the
Okay. It's a different because under this is applicable here. This is, but you can see this one goes here, but this doesn't fit into this category. Yes. So that's the reading. Then one slide summarizing 100 odd things.
So in fact, of the lactose is not there.
Yeah.
That is actually in fact.
Yeah. Because they cannot digest lactose. They will be having stomach pain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you tell us something about that Nutrigenomics you're talking about? Your gut bacterial profile and the food. Recent work people are doing, they are analyzing different gut microbiota and different food habits and how flora shifts according to the food habits.
Yeah.
How much work has been done?
It's a very rapidly growing science, and very less is known.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm talking every day. Every week you see one article coming in Science and Nature. So do have some colonization, microcolonization, and the food is there, and the dot microcolonization. That's means suppose resistance starts as the example. It goes to the colon, and then there's bitter and bitter acid is fermentation is taking place. But if you have simple sugar, it will not happen. So insulin resistance will increase. The people are taking, if I take the resistance starts, it has just 1, 2, and 3, and 4 different kinds of structure. I can increase my bitter acid fermentation, and then the food will be having the low GI tract. So the idea is that can we create a resistance start this in the breeding technology or in the food in the cultivation way? The answer is basically no, because we cannot create that. Or especially bread grain, which is as looked into that, where we can create this kind of stuff, resistance starts having more complex amylose. It's the high amylose content. I'm coming to protein amylose, giving an example. Then the challenge is to process it, in preserve the processing, then to have a real food format. Then everybody can eat it. Because it's not a specialty, it's a specialty grain, but we have a healthy product. So with resistance starts 3 and 4, we have created a structure, different, if it's a cookie or if it's a biscuit or it's a breakfast cereal or it's a bread. So one by one, only few products are available in the global market. It's not only that one country has all 10 different products. It's very time consuming. 7-8 years just has taken for breeding that crop, and yield is very less. And if you don't gain quintal, you can't process that one. Because a big message needs minimum 25 kilo of flour to process in the pilot scale. So the first time we got resistance start with flour was 2 kilo, and we have to design a machine to extrude that out. It was a really challenge.
The question is, when we increase certain population, where we increase the protein content from 3.5% to 6% in soya cake, and we can increase the population protein concentration. So is it going to affect the content products? Because ultimately more protein will be available for content products. So it may change the whole composition of whole microbiome has will change now. So it will affect in different way now. The whole population will change because of change in protein concentration.
Yeah. The nutrient absorption is a kinetically different process. Because as a mathematical equation, people are how much nutrient loading is happening. Like if you have a high protein diet, what happens? Then the answer will be that that's I'm taking balanced fiber and other things. So if that's a really dietary intake and calculation, that's what talking about the how you are asking sending a link, how we calculate how much other things we also need. So if you take high protein loaded diets, then definitely the microflora will be interacting and behaving differently. But the science is that how much is the threshold there. So individual can help. So that's the key part here.
So if you take ourselves for You should consult from.
Consult, please consult, because they look at the already database software, then they will recommend that. They are doing already.
Some people do, they go to the mall and shopping mall and they see the display and they see that it has more protein and they will buy.
Yeah, what is happening in the market means, what is there in the package on food, that is should recommend for everybody. And then they have written serving children are yes to this this much serving. If it is a healthy food, they recommend like that in the level it's there.
Okay.
So what is difference between fortified food and functional food?
Okay. Functional food, what is different?
45.
45 food. Suppose milk, it's written like pasteurized, homogenized, and then added with vitamin K or other properties. That's called fortification. Calcium is added into that. So it's something micronutrient or micronutrient, something is added. So it's just a simple thing. If you take any of the milk, I don't know exactly which brands, I'm not able to tell it exactly. If it's written added, means that is fortification. It's normally not present in the milk alcohol, but you are not externally added to it.
The fortified component maybe if you there is quite a big functional.
Yeah, the idea is to get some.
Fortified.
Fortified food is that because you need that micronutrient. It's not present in the whole food, so they are blended with that. So you get when you take the whole food, you get that nutrient.
Now, first, there was a term called gourmet nutrition.
Yeah.
What is that?
Government is GIAN. Government food means when we love the food we like, that's the problem.
So functional food we are also added something after that it is also functional food.
Can we shift fortified food as functional food?
Yeah, some of the codes are telling like that. But I showed the definition. Like 88% American Dietary Association given. Like somebody will add some of the micronutrient in the food, then it will be as for the code. You have to go by the code. That's I say the definition of main code. It's very difficult to go through all codes. Even I'm not good advanced code there in the coming from Australia and New Zealand one code. Some key plus other. Because I say they're all similar. They're not different. If you read technically between lines, they're almost same. Yes.
So when we use the functional food for inducible disease, where the benefit is breached.
It's a very good question. When you have compromised digestive system, I've been talking about the resistance start, the teaching, and then you might get some relief there because it's been designed for that way. But the whole idea is to have difficult mass content more when you think the gastric emptying is happening. And then the idea is that you feel full and also get the nutrients. Very few whole food products are being available in the market now. People are working in that.
As you have told, it consists of antioxidants and the probiotics. So what I think is that will elevate the disease rather than help due to that broken.
You could put in the compromise.
Compromise.
That's why I said very,
Like celiac disease or
Excellent, yes. That's why it's very difficult to put. People are not come out of many food now.
we have to try the individual or personalized therapy first rather than just prescribing the
It has to go through the proper clinical trial.
Yes.
We cannot have that food position in the market. It's a resistance-free food. No, we have usual samples. We collect the usual sample, being characterized, how much of food is being digested when past the resistance time, then nutrient being absorbed, but it's in there. So it has to be characterized. Clinical trial, long data needed. So examination. So then only you can claim something. Otherwise, you cannot position and claim at the same time without the backing of clinical data.
Very less work has been done.
Very less. It's very challenging, very time-consuming, very few groups are working.
Developing a model of disease also. That's the model.
Yeah.
So, but do you think it's a high time for the trials start?
There are some trial, we did some trial in resistance trial. So, a lot of trial has been happening. People are doing it, takes long time to such a example product. Because multi-component nature of food is the challenging there. You cannot position with the resistance trap to have somebody do it on resistance trap. You should have some protein, some fat, something like that. Then that's the real problem. Food is fully cannot depend only protein here. So after I'm talking whole thing, then you have to package that one. Then you have to understand what is happening in those systems also. So a lot of other factors are coming into play. That's why the product is not coming. There are any more questions?
Yes.
We have a couple of minutes, 4 minutes. We have 4 minutes. So we can go through the examination pattern. If any doubt, you can ask.
I had already mentioned in the exam, but actually, officially I not declare when we know that there is a say over time. So we will take it there. And the better if we could take exam by during lunchtime because we have 2 hours, as you suggest, 12:30 to 2:30, or you want after 4:30. After 4:30. Because in 45 minutes we'll be over with this, and then we can have another more than 1 hour for lunch. So we take 1 hour for lunch. If you are okay with that, then we'll use that time. Otherwise, wasted a 2 hours. Or if you want after 4:30, you can take after 4:30. What is the consensus? 45 minutes.
Sir, the timing of this exam.
12:30.
12:30. No, sir.
And after 4:30?
Yes.
4:30. 4:30.
It's okay.
आप चेक करके जाइएगा ओपन
Lecture on functional foods. Now we shall all see for tea. Height is arranged in the same room as we used to have with the previous days. So we will reassemble here after tea at 11:30 for the last lecture of the workshop.